When was the last time you got to the end of your day only to look back and say, I've accomplished absolutely nothing? Well, you're not alone. According to a study in 2015, this cost the American economy $588 billion. Yes, it's distractions, and they're all around us, especially in the era of COVID when we're all working from home. So if you're in sales, interruptions can lead to a loss of time, which loss of time leads to less customer meetings, and less customer meetings leads to lower sales commissions, less money in your pocket, less customer satisfaction. It's not a good thing. So how exactly do you find focus in a noisy day full of distractions? Well, you come to the right place, because today I'm going to share with you 3 ways that you can do it. Hey friends, welcome. My name is Joe Paranteau, and I'm a professional salesperson. More importantly, I'm the author of a new book called $1 Billion Sales Secrets. It's got 15 ways on how you can up your sales game and deliver greater value to your customers. I've had a great sales career. I've been selling most of my life. And over that 27 years, I've had more than 30,000 meetings that I've led with customers all the way from the largest Fortune 500 down to startup companies. One of the things that I found is that there's tons of distractions that happen throughout the day. The thing you can control most is your time. So today we're going to talk about how you can be more effective with your time and find focus in those noisy days as you encounter them so that you can have greater degrees of success and greater degrees of impact. So there's really 3 key ways that I'm going to share with you on how to improve your focus. So let's start with your goals. What are goals? Goals are dreams with deadlines. These are the things that you can really break down from your dreams and say, I want to accomplish this in a period of time. So they're time bound, and I make goals every week, every month, every year. It's coming near the end of 2020, and you better believe I'm going to make some goals for next year. How do I go about this process? Well, for me, one way to start igniting goals and the thought process and creativity is to use mind maps. I love mind maps, and I create these mind maps of all the interconnection points in my life and the things that I want to accomplish looking forward. Whether it's a week, whether it's a month, whether it's a year, the process is relatively the same. I let my goals drive my behavior, and that way I'm always aligned with what I want to do. What are your goals? Do you have them written down somewhere? This is so important. If you don't write down your goals and commit to them in writing, you will most likely never attain them. Here's another great tip. Be a person of one calendar. I see people with their phones, they've got multiple accounts, multiple calendars. They've got paper calendars, they've got electronic calendars. Just use one. Commit yourself to one calendar and let that drive the priorities in your life. Now the next thing, when you have that calendar, does this calendar reflect your priorities and goals that you're striving for? So one of the things I find most interesting is when I'm coaching salespeople, I'll often look at their calendar. And guess what I find? When their goals are out of alignment with how they're spending their time, I ask them, hey, do you know that you're not following your goals and objectives and your schedule is all out of whack? You're spending time on the wrong things. Time is the enemy of all sales. If you're in sales, you need to be committed to how you spend your day. So important. You need to work smarter, not harder. Now, another thing that you're probably going to be surprised at is I don't like to-do lists. Why? To-do lists just make me feel bad. So many times I've created to-do lists and I've written down things, and what happens at the end of the day? When you look back on your to-do list and you've done nothing, guess what? You feel like a schmuck. I don't like to-do lists. The thing that I like best instead of to-do lists is commit all the priorities in my calendar. Now, if you have things that are driving your life, what would you want to commit them to in your calendar? Let's say, for instance, working out. Yep, I commit that in my calendar. Spending time with family. Yep, I commit that in my calendar. Self-study and growth. Yep, commit that too. Customer time, prospecting. Absolutely. If you commit these things every day, guess what you're going to see? You're going to see that you're attaining your goals and objectives, and other people who aren't doing this are not. Well, I don't care what industry you're in, what type of sales you're trying to do. Live by one calendar. Commit your goals and objectives to your calendar in time blocks. Some people like to call this time boxing. It's a little different. It's based on goals driving your calendar. Try it. Another thing I want to share with you is just focus on one thing at a time. I see so many people saying, oh, I'm multitasking, like it's a badge of honor. Guess what? You can't multitask really well. In fact, most people can only juggle a couple things at once. Focus on one thing. Don't focus on a million things. You can't multitask even though you think you can. Another thing to do is slow down. Sometimes you need to slow down in order to go fast. What I mean by this is schedule time in your day for reflection, for creativity, for strategy, for planning. Create your focus time into your day. Another important way you can find focus is to manage your environment. Are you living clutter-free? Where are you working day to day when you're working at home? Is it an area where you can do your best work and focus? Or is it full of distractions? Maybe you might need to get away to a place that's more quiet and secluded and clutter-free. Take the advice of Marie Kondo. If it doesn't bring you peace and joy and happiness, or you haven't touched it in 6 months, get rid of it. Throw it away. You probably never needed it in the first place. One of the things in your environment that everyone has so close to them is this. Guess what you should do? You should turn off all your notifications. Yep, you heard it. Notifications are those things that distract you every day. When your phone's beeping and going off in a meeting especially, guess what? It's sending a message to the customer. It's sending the message that you don't care about their issues. It sends a message that you're not fully tuned in and listening to what their priorities are and what their needs are. And guess what? They're going to go with somebody who is listening to them and in tune with what they're trying to do. Want to be notified of something that's happening on Twitter or TikTok? No, not in the middle of your busy day. Guess what it does? Every time you get distracted, not only by electronics, but by the person who might sit a cube or a desk over, who's coming over just to chit chat, every time you get pulled out of your zone, out of your meeting flow, it takes you 15 minutes just to get back to where you were. This is called context switching. So you switch contexts and it takes 15 minutes just to get back to where you were. Do yourself a favor and turn off notifications. Try and get yourself in a quiet place. Put up a little do not disturb sign when you're focused and in your zone. Now, sometimes you might have an area that's not so quiet. There might be a lot of noise around you. Consider getting a white noise generator, just running noise in the background, or maybe turn on some music. Hey, one of my favorite things to do and focus when I was writing $1 billion sales secrets is I tune into Brain FM. Now, I'm not getting paid. This is not a paid promotion for Brain FM, but I guarantee it probably should be because you're going to go check it out. One of the things that they do is they have these neuromodulating signals, and these neuromodulating signals have been proven in scientific studies to help you focus. Yes, it's a great thing, and it works. So another great way to find focus in a noisy day comes down to you and how you manage yourself. Let's think about this on 3 levels. Your health. So your physical, mental, and spiritual health. All 3 are critically important today. So the first thing to focus on is your physical health. It's so important. Are you drinking enough water? Are you getting enough sleep? Believe it or not, most people are running around dehydrated every day or too tired and falling asleep in meetings. You don't want to be that person. Sales is a full contact sport and you need to be energized and in your game. Are you working out? Are you getting like 30 minutes of a workout in? See if you can take a quick walk somewhere, anywhere. Get on a bike, do 30 minutes of a workout if you can. Bringing this into your day will release endorphins. It'll make you feel good. It improves your mood. It's great for your health. Another thing I wanted to mention is what are you doing for your mental health these days? COVID-19 has had a tremendous impact on everybody's mental health. It's turned the world upside down. What are you doing to make sure that you're tracking and keeping yourself in check? One of the things that I like to do is journaling. And I'll give you a little trick about journaling. I call this tracking and unpacking. So you get out your journal and you're writing down how your day went. If you've had one of those days where you feel like you've accomplished absolutely nothing, guess what? Write it down. Write down what you did in the day. Write down how frustrated you might have felt. Write down what it felt like to not achieve the goals that you set out to do. And you'll start finding clues of what your daily interrupters were. Think about what those distractors are for the day and then journal them. You can never change what you don't know. So it's so important to find the right things that are interfering with your day. Now for your spiritual health. So for me, I'm a spiritual guy. And mindfulness really plays a key part here. I like to meditate. I like to go to quiet places, get in touch with myself, and really just contemplate, the day and what's ahead. I do this sometimes by getting out and walking. These are really good things for your spirit. It helps put you in a right frame of mind for the day. So there you have it, 3 ways to help bring focus to a noisy day. Number 1, managing your time. 2, managing your environment, and 3, how you manage you. As I promised, I'm going to tell you the one magic word now that's going to help you bring focus no matter what you're doing, no matter what your job is. And the word is no. Now, you don't need to say it like that to everyone, but let me just give you a story. I used to be a people pleaser, and I like saying yes to everyone. I had a fear of missing out. So I never wanted to say no to anyone, but guess what I learned? It's a hard lesson to learn, but when you're saying yes to everyone, you're saying no to the things that are important to you. I was saying no to my family. I was saying no to friends. I was saying no to things that were important to me. So when you're saying yes, it may sound like the right thing to do, but oftentimes it's exactly the wrong thing to do. Who are you saying no to when you say yes? Does it mean you're going to have to work longer, take more trips, be away from family? Think about those things. I just want to say thank you so much for joining me on this ride today and spending the time to learn about how to find focus. So if you enjoyed this video, please press subscribe, like it, and most importantly of all, I want to hear your comments. Tell me what type of sales you're doing. Tell me where you're at in your journey. Tell me some of the ideas you have to find focus in your day. And until next time, I'm Joe Paranteau. Have a great day.